And hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is another video about the die-cast review, about the models that are arriving here with the big Formula 1, the big Ferrari Formula 1 collection in 1/24 scale. And as you can see, this is a quite unusual subject, it's not one of the newest car. I like this collection because they produce and they propose a sort of different ranges of Formula 1 cars, specifically Ferrari Formula 1 cars, and this is extremely exciting. This was the 1970 312B. It was a brand new car for the year, because they were arriving from the late 60s with the last evolution of the Ferrari used in Grand Prix Legend game, and it was arrived to the end of its excursus, so this was completely brand new car, and it was made, I think, also this one by Mauro Forghieri. As you can see about this model, I mean, I don't want to talk about so much about the story of the car. It's absolutely interesting, inside there is always constantly a mini book that explain immediately the basic important stuff that you have to know about the real history of this car. The model is absolutely well done. As you can see, this time I wanted to take it away the ugly plastic that nearly constantly in these models folder the front wheels, and it is this. So you basically have to unscrew the rear plastics, the rear screw down there with the triangle head. This is a quite common head that you can find in any kind of accessories for screwdrivers, so it's quite easy to take them away. And that plastic that you can see there, it was in the beginning under the car, so it was probably lifting the car a little more than this. I wanted to keep it in this position so the wheels are in contact to the base. Could be even better if I could place over, like I do over my serious models, kind of sand grip to simulate the asphalt, but it's okay also in this way. It's not a big issue. I just wanted to take it away, this ugly plastic, and as you can see, it's a little bit wider than the original plastic, so that's why usually with the showcase over they tend to folder in this condition the front wheels. Probably also this part is quite a standard for all the type of for all this type of cars. They have one for the racer of the 16, one of the 70s, the 80s, and the modern one, because of course the wheelbase change from a model to another model. And the model itself is quite well done. As usual, the only lack, as I constantly say, is never a criticism about the model, because basically is something that is extremely cheap. So this is a model that of this collection you usually pay something around 30 euros, 29.9. They place the price, they set the price like that, and so it's absolutely nothing to blame about. But specifically, if you want to see just at how they closed the model, I can see that clearly there is a little spot here. Wait, a little spot here of black paint, probably made with airbrush during the fabrication of the main parts. Basically, there is no major issues. The part that I don't like is, of course, the headers of the trumpets over the 12 cylinder from Ferrari down there. Also, the motor itself is decently reproduced, is on a very, very basic level for die-cast models, so nothing to be compared to. I think this car has been made in 120 by Model Factory Hero, and is an extremely challenging and very, very hard to build model. They placed a different pattern for the tire, for the rear, for the tire for the front and from the rear. I don't know if in the rear car this is corrected or not. They look quite convincing, maybe a little too much deep, the engraving over the front ones. As usual, the only point that I really, really don't like in this model is this decision to apply the seat belt like stickers over the seat. They start from nothing and they are basically just glued over the seat. It's something, I don't know if there is a cheap way to create seat belts for this, because also the bucklets and the clasp down there is completely fake. It's bidimensional. There is just a stamp over. You see it's a decal. It's exactly a decal. It is probably the only lack of this model, but there is nothing else to say. You know, they reproduce quite decently also the exhaust system. You know, there is a little death painted in black in the entrance of the exhaust, and the two oil radiators here with the air intakes is decently reproduced too. So it's absolutely everything at the level of what you are going to pay for. So do not expect something that is collectible items, that is, oh, what a wonderful model I get. No, this is just a basic model that absolutely well represents the 312B. The 312B also have been in a documentary that you can, I think, still see in Netflix, you know, where Paulo Barilla probably bought the real one, and if you read also in the book, also the real one had very serious issues of reliability, you know, during races. So it was not so easy to keep her at the end of a race. Probably all the cars of the time were crystals. You know, remember in the 1970. There have been a major tragedy, you know, with Jochen Rindt that died during, I think it was the test of Monza in the entrance of Parabolica track. You know, to crash with this cigars car is something that you can neither think about. That is no, and is nothing that can also very remotely be compared to something that is safe and not dangerous to happen, you know, with these monsters, you know. And these were anyway rockets able to race absolutely over 300 kilometers per hour. So think about that when you see these toys, you know. Also on the model they placed a quite nicely done rivet series, you know. Of course, to make it more evidence, you should be washed a little more with black paint and make it a little more modelistical look alike, you know. But this way is also absolutely convincing. As usual, you can see that the decal are not real water slide decal, but they are stamps, so tampo decal they used to call them, and they are absolutely well done, absolutely precise also in the color and so on. So the model itself is absolutely convincing. In my opinion, is one of the nicest of the collection that they have done, also because I like a lot of this period of racers, you know. Also the chrome parts, you see there is a difference between the chrome used for the side mirrors and the just aluminum color used for the main frame of the rear and the front suspension. Yes, of course, the front suspension lacks a little of detail in the end, but as usual, as we already seen, this is the level of this type of model, and in my opinion is absolutely worth it to buy. So if you can find one at a good price, it was nearly kind of fun, you know, because in this week I have been to a local exhibition here in Milano, and I think that I seen the same identical model that right now you can buy in ordinary newspaper shop for about 30 euros. You can find the same stuff in the expo for about 70 to 80 euros, you know. So more than double for a model that is currently still available. So if you just contact the Centauria group, or if you have some relative or friends living in Italy that they can buy it for you, do it, because absolutely it is worth it. Is absolutely worth it. And of course, the most important for me is the scale. This is 1/24 scale. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next.